My hands would shake before games. My legs were jello. I couldn't eat before practices. I couldn't eat before games. I couldn't sleep before games.
I don't know if anyone realizes how hard it is to be a BYU athlete. I didn't until I married one.
They've got way more public pressure, way more public scrutiny. A lot of people on message boards, internet saying, hey, this guy isn't performing it the way we want because they care about their team.
There's a difference between anxiety and like being nervous. Like a lot of people told me, oh, you're just nervous. Those are just good nerves.
It was that constant pressure of like, am I good enough? Will I perform? Will I be able to make my shots? Especially as a three-point shooter, you're known like, oh, you can shoot. You're gonna make your shots. So if you're not making your shots, that's a lot of pressure.
So for those that are wondering, wow, why is he just on the show and on the sidelines but not on the floor right now? What happened to you and when?
So I tore my rotator cuff tendon. It came down to it, I just needed surgery, so. I was in a really dark place and my anxiety was going through the roof. I would even question, God, like, why is this happening to me? I'd almost reevaluate. Is this worth it? Is my dream done at this point?
Can I perform at the level I was before? Am I going to be able to make it back? Or what other guys might have gotten ahead of me in the game? Or can I even just play at the level I was?
The emotion kind of took over and I just was crying pretty hard because of this life moment, this life accomplishment that I was trying to, have.
At that point, you have to make a decision. How are you going to proceed? Are you going to go hide in your room? Or are you going to go get involved in something else? Or are you going to come suffer through every day with the team? You're force-fed the fact that you're missing, that you have to miss the whole year.
He's like, you have two options. You can either see how you can make this better and see the positive, or you can be in this dark place. And he's like, the team needs you. Like, I want you to be a part of the team. I want you to be around as much as possible.
Trevin put everybody else ahead of him.
And I found myself, instead of stepping back, to really put both feet into the team.
He took on a bunch of really important roles. One of the things that we jumped into right away was we had a new NOAA system that we were still trying to learn. Trevin was like, hey, let me be in charge of this. I think at some point we even got him a lab coat so he could really be the shot doctor.
One thing that was really good is you were good at like getting into my mechanics a little bit. We'd just be like, bro, like jump, like use your legs or like switch your feet or like something like that. Like just something very small, like you're very attention to detail.
Talking to Mike, who always says like, focus on one thing.
Yeah.
So I think that translates right to shooting. And so for you is like, just jump, just a little bit more. And I really try to help guys shooting wise and trying to teach them the scientific way to shoot a basketball, as well as trying to see how I could perform my shot better. So it was a unique way to help the team as well as figure out a way how I can come back better than I was.
As Trev and I started working together, we started working on his shoulder injury, and the more we talked, the more we realized there was a lot more going on that we could help with.
It got to the point where like I was saying, I don't even like basketball. Basketball is something that's scary.
What if this goes wrong? Or what if I miss these shots? We want to flip that to what if everything goes right?
The anxiety was there, and the surgery was a blessing in terms of I had a whole year and a half of working with a sports psychologist to try to manage my anxiety.
Right? What if those shots go in? What if I take this risk and things go well? So we've been using that all year, and that's brought a lot more joy to the basketball court.
It's been a huge blessing, and it's been a huge confident booster that A, I know I'm not alone. B, I know that I can do hard things and be able to lean on other people and be vulnerable in different situations.
Trev had worked his butt off for the last, as they said, basically 588 days since the last game he played. If it wasn't physical, it was mental that he was working on. So to see him come back, he was a starting player after not playing for a whole year.
The first play of the season back, and Trev comes flying off, and he doesn't even come to a stop before the ball's left his hands, and it's a perfect shot. All of the shot doctor analytics, it barely brushes the back rim.
And once I saw that first shot go in, I kind of looked up and I was like, this is like happening. This is like, I was almost like a gratitude, like, thank you. Everything I went through is now paying off.
He is making more points than I've ever seen him score. And through it all, we've been there together. We have been through the journey together.
She has been there for me through thick and thin, through the good, the bad, and the ugly.
In fact, it's my grandma who told me that when you meet someone and you want their dreams, you want them to succeed more than yourself, that's true love. And honestly, that's what my shift has been. It was something of, yes, I want to succeed and I want my dreams to come true, but I want Trevin's to as well.
She was an actor. She moved out to LA for 4 years before she met me, and she wanted to pursue that dream. And she had all of her eggs in that basket. And then she met me and she decided to move back here and have her dreams shift for me. The go-getter she is, she opened her own bridal store. And so it's really unique to be able to see somebody with the same drive and the same passion that I have.
It's kind of been the shift of I want us to succeed together.
She had no doubt in her mind that I would be better than I was before. And so to be able to have that support is amazing, and it's really helped me to grow and become the person I am today.
When life doesn't go the way we imagine, I think we learn to adapt and we learn to say, you know what? This is God's plan. How can we make it a positive thing?
For the past 500-something days, those days were just adding up and I was meeting God halfway. When you take a step back and see, okay, how can this actually benefit me? How can this be a blessing in disguise? There's so many silver linings, there's so many tender mercies you can find. There's people around you that you can trust, and if all else fails, get down and pray, and no matter what happens, it's in God's plan, and trust that.